Hi guys, welcome back to Hairdryer Treatment. Ladies in Red is back. A big game last weekend, a big game coming up tomorrow, and another big game coming up at the weekend. Lots to talk about as a United fan, but firstly let me introduce the girls as always. I'll start with you, Emma. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm not bad. I literally just finished work and just come straight home and committed as always with the ladies in red.
Love that, love the commitment. All repping our hoodies again I've seen today. I love that. A little uniform. Meg, how are you doing?
I'm okay. I have said to the girls that I've got the kids by myself, so if you see two little terrors enter the screen, then they're fine. They're just running about. They've got food, so it should all be good. But I'm pleasantly happy at the moment surrounding football. And for those who want an update, last Ladies in Red, I was sat in the car prior to training when we had Luke Chadwick on. A lot of people thought I'd crashed. No, I hadn't crashed. I'd parked up early so that I could come on to Ladies in Red before training because I said that we'd got FA Cup at the weekend. Quick update to say that we are through to the next round and your girl bagged a goal as well.
Yay!
Yeah. I was going to touch on that, Meg. Was it another bullet header? I saw the comparison to Ronaldo earlier on Twitter. Was it a Ronaldo-esque header or a Calvert-Lewin header at the minute, would you say?
It was like a salmon rising at the back post. Back post off an absolute peach of a delivery. And yeah, top bins.
Love that. And congratulations, obviously, for getting through to the next round. Is it Solihull I saw that you got next round?
It is, and should be a good game. We drew 1-1 with them only last week in the league. So, tough opponent, but doable.
Love that. Well, talk about doable. PSG tomorrow. We're going to see in a minute if we think that's a doable game. It's definitely going to be a big game. But firstly, I want to touch on, obviously, Newcastle. Positive performance. Nice 4-1 win. Plenty of goals. Some quality goals in there as well. Emma, what was your thoughts on the performance, firstly?
Well, do you know, when the lineup came out, I was just like, oh, wow. I did not expect that lineup. And then it was a few minutes in the game. We got that deflection from Luke Shaw. We scored an own goal, and I was just like, "It's gonna be one of those games, isn't it? It's gonna be one of those games where we just get done 3-4-0." But Man United, they put in a good response. They sat back. They didn't sit back. They kept on going. And the results, we got the goals. We got the win. I think they played very, very well. I think we actually seen some effort put in, not like past performances. We've actually seen some effort from a lot of players. It's nice to see Aaron Wan-Bissaka get a goal. He did good going forward, I thought, as well. And we obviously have to say Maguire as well. I was one of the people that did say that he shouldn't be playing. He should have been dropped just to be at the spotlight, just to recover. But fair play to Ollie. He played him, and it paid off. And Ollie got us a goal. Maguire got us a goal.
But Ollie did bring back memories. Yeah, but no, I said, didn't I? I said I thought that Maguire would start. However, if it was me and manager, I probably would have dropped him. I completely respect the fact that he started him, stuck with him. I said I felt like Ollie could do that because he did it with Rashford as well. When he wasn't performing, he stuck with him and he kept playing him. And he obviously did it with Maguire. But obviously there's rumours that he is out for tomorrow. Guys, I know that Ollie's press conference is taking place very shortly. Doug is keeping us updated in the chat as well to anything that's happening. I've got MEN open as well in a different tab to keep updated with what's happening. But rumours are that Maguire hasn't travelled. I've seen a tweet saying Boye hasn't travelled, and obviously Cavani as well. So it's definitely going to be an interesting one. But Meg, firstly, Newcastle game, how did you find it?
Well, they had me in a bit of a worry, not going to lie. That first couple of minutes when you get the deflected goal, you think that is our luck right now. That is how it's going for Manchester United. We want to make it difficult for ourselves. It wasn't the perfect start, let's face it. But someone just said, oh, the scoreline flattered United. But the game's 90 minutes. And you've got a battle and you've got to fight for every single one of those minutes. And for me, that's what happened. We worked right until the end and we got our just deserves when we scored those late goals. Yes, we left it late on. Would I have preferred it earlier on in the game? Definitely. But when you work hard for those 90 minutes and you capitalise on errors and you're still creating on come that 90th minute, that's when you get scorelines like that. Yeah, okay, it might have flattered the performance, but actually I thought it was a good performance. Did I think it was a 4-0 game? Probably a 4-1 game, probably not. But that's when you work hard for the entire game, you get your just deserves at the end. So, yeah, and I thought actually for once, subs-wise, I think they made a difference. We've seen in yesterday's game that it doesn't quite happen for everybody, does it, with Spurs and bringing on subs? But for once, I know we have a lot of stick about Ollie making subs and too late, and they don't make a difference. For me, I think everyone's seen it. Pogba came on and we get 3 goals. I'm not saying it's all Pogba at all, but we get 3 goals. We don't concede 3 goals.
He did well when he came on. Van der Beek as well in the title. Should he start against PSG? He's definitely knocking on that door now. I think every time he's come on, he's looked superb. And again, contributed obviously to the wonder goal that we're calling it at the minute. That finish from Bruno was sublime, but the play before it was really good. And Van der Beek seems to be a good link there, so I think it's an interesting one. Doug's just confirmed that Bruno is going to be captain for tomorrow. What are our thoughts on that? So that's breaking news. Obviously, Maguire being out. Nick, thank you for this as well. He says, Ollie's just confirmed no Maguire, Boye, Cavani and Lingard for tomorrow. Defensively, very, very thin. If only we'd have signed a centre-back in the transfer window, some would say. But, yeah, I mean, firstly, Bruno, captain. I mean, we've been saying that we feel he is the true captain. He does seem the leader. Meg, I'll start with you. Are you happy with that?
Yeah. I think out of all the players that you would probably predict to start as well, Bruno is up there with somebody that sets standards, not just by his characteristics, but by the way he plays football as well. So some would say a perfect choice. But yeah, I think it's an obvious choice, isn't it, with Bruno?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Emma, he just seems to be, even though I know Maguire wears a headband, for me, Bruno's the one I always look at as being that leader, the leader on the pitch for us and the leader in the dressing room. I always think he stands out more as being that captain role. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I'd 100% agree with that. You know, he's got that passion. He's very vocal as well. No disrespect to Maguire, but he doesn't come across passionate. It doesn't come across, very vocal and gets involved in stuff where Bruno is involved in everything. He'll have a go at his own teammates. He'll have a go at opposite players. He will have a go at the ref. He'll be going up, making his point. He will always be very, very vocal. We've heard it that he is like it in the changing rooms where he's had, a bust up with people because he just wants to show passion. I think that's what we want from a captain.
Definitely. Doug said Maguire aggravated an injury playing against Newcastle. So that's just been confirmed by Ollie. Emma, I've heard you scream his name a few times. Is it finally going to be his time tomorrow?
I mean, PSG is a very hard game to put Menge in, such a young lad. But if he starts, I would have full faith in him. He's a very quality player. And, someone like PSG would kind of like hunger him a bit more and make him want to prove himself, I think.
Yeah. Tom says, Meg, can you get to Paris in time for 8 o'clock kickoff tomorrow? Will you plan it soon?
Do I have to quarantine before I go? Because I've not been in quarantine. But I mean, for the Mengi situation, I mean, that's in at the deep end, isn't it? You're facing against some of the best players in Europe. But young players and players that don't have experience, a lot of experience, should I say, play without fear. Mm-hmm. And don't you can say, oh, we're playing against PSG. That wouldn't faze them. That wouldn't come. They wouldn't show respect, I don't think, because I feel like you look at the young players in the Premier League right now. They are playing without fear, and I think if you put somebody in like that, then he has to play without fear. He hasn't got to worry about it. You've obviously made it. He's made the decision that he's playing, and therefore that's what you take on board, that you're playing. But I don't know. It'd be an amazing test for him if he does start. I'm not saying I'd be thrilled. For me, I would like to see a bit more experience in and around him if he is going to start him. And without Maguire and without Bailly, it's difficult. You got Lindelof. It's not a lot of experienced players then, but throw him in at the deep end if you really want to. Really test him, then we'll see what he's made of.
Do you think it'll be a case where, Telles could come in on the left wing back role, Luke Shaw could be a left centre back, then you've got Lindelof, maybe Tuanzebe would play the other centre back, and then obviously you've got Wan-Bissaka's right wing back. Do you think there's a possibility we could play 5 at the back in a way to compensate for that? I've seen people in chat suggesting that McTominay could play at centre back, Tuanzebe as well.
No.
Ball
No.
mentioned someone that I actually forgot was even playing for. I don't mean that in an offensive way, but obviously he was linked with a way out. He didn't escape United. Rojo, he went on loan, didn't he, back to his hometown, and then he's come back to United. Would he start? I mean, we've called him in the past, but it seems a bit of an unlikely one to me because he hasn't featured for so long. For him just to come in like this, I think Tuanzebe would be the player that I'd probably put in ahead. But Emma, what do you think? Do you think a 5 at the back could be how we play tomorrow?
I mean, most probably. I mean, like, we've got Neymar and Mbappe running at our defence. I mean, we're going to have to do something there, especially if we haven't got Maguire, we haven't got Eric Bailly, then I think, that probably is the formation that he will go.
Yeah, I think so. It just seems the most suited. And Luke Shaw, to be fair, when he has played as a left centre-back, I think that suits him. I think that role actually does suit him and he plays well in that role. And obviously Telles, for his debut, like we mentioned with Mengi, dropping him in at the deep end. But Meg, would you be satisfied to see a 5-3-2 tomorrow?
You play a 5 at the back or like a 3 at the back and 2 wing backs properly, then yes. But if we're not going to play it properly, then and we just sit off them, because I don't want to see us just sit back. I don't want to see us go there and just opt for keeping the score down as much as we can. I want to go out there and play football. So do it well, and yes, I think it can work extremely well. My team play it right now, and I think we have 3 centre-backs that like to go and win the ball, like to play, and then we have wing-backs that can get up and down. So I think if you play it well, it can really work, and it can obviously mean you get like an extra player in the attack as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Rojo isn't included. Thank you for that, Alex, in your Champions League squad. So that's Rojo taken out of it. Phil Jones could be a possibility. He's still there. Phil Jones could be a possibility. But I do feel like it's going to be a 5-3-2. Luke Shaw tucking in, and then maybe Tellers on that left-hand side. Someone mentioned it just, and I want to touch on this. Greenwood obviously was left out at the weekend. Apparently he's been left out again for tomorrow. It's kind of been swept under the rug, and I'm hoping that we get some more news on this if he's questioned Ollie about it in the press conference, and we'll keep you updated on that. But I saw a tweet, and I know, Emma, you've seen it as well, stating that Williams and Greenwood were both drinking, obviously when they shouldn't have been, and that's why they haven't been left in. Again, it's ill discipline, and if it is, I'll be really disappointed, and it's our fear, isn't it, with Greenwood, that he gets too big for his boots, if you like, and we want to keep him grounded. I mean, firstly, what's your thoughts on that? They are rumours, they're not confirmed by any means, but when hearing that, Emma, what did you think?
I mean, initially you just think they are being young, but being young is not an excuse. It's not an excuse when you're when you play for such a big club like Manchester United, and he is, in my eyes, gonna be a superstar, and he's not going to go the right path if that's what he's going to do. We need to nurture him and keep him on the right path, because if he's going to be doing things like this and thinking he's bigger than what he is, then he's not going to become this great ambitious footballer that we all want him to be, and we all know that he can and has got potential and talent to be. Yeah,
I mean, Tom said he needs to sort it out there. For me, like I say, this is all rumours. I'm not sitting here saying he has done that. If he has done that, then obviously it's not right, and I'm not saying to the chat we're slating him here, because it might not be true. It could genuinely be, like Lollipop said there, could be a fitness concern. And of course, it sounds bad to say I'm hoping it is that. Of course, I want him fully fit. But if that is the case, then of course, I don't want people getting on his back. But after what happened with England, and I know it was a minor really, but obviously 2 young English boys, you got press, a lot of people talking about it. We know what happened there. But Meg, if it is true that they've been left out again for ill discipline, for drinking or whatever has happened, and like I say, we don't know if it is or isn't, what are your thoughts on that?
It's disappointing, isn't it? If it is true, I'm not going to sit here and say I believe it right now, not until it's actually like 100% confirmed. Because when you can say drinking, if they have one drink, then it gets blown up, doesn't it? Like they could have been.
Ollie has just confirmed, according to Dylan, that it's not true. They're just not fit enough to travel, which is good news. Good news, and I'm happy to hear that. But Meg.
Not too much good news though, because I don't really want to hear that they're not fit enough to travel. Where's the issue? maybe I'd have taken drinking a little bit more, but
yeah, you know what I mean. In terms of Greenwood though, if he's not playing, obviously Cavani hasn't travelled as well. Going forwards tomorrow, we've mentioned that he could play 2. How did you think Rashford did against Newcastle playing up front? For me, I thought he had a good game. Chased any lost causes, was willing to run into the channels. We saw for his goal, he's willing to run in behind. He offers that a bit more than Martial, in my opinion. And I know it was Newcastle against PSG, it'd be totally different. But can you see Rashford starting centrally again?
Yeah, and I think that goal for Rashford, I tweeted it like confident. Like that's a player who probably hasn't been playing at top draw and like probably knows that he hasn't been playing at his top standard. And the way that he finished it like he was playing at top standard. That's what I love to see about him. Like, yes, okay, we can sit here and say he hasn't been the greatest. I absolutely love Rashford. But the way he finished that and the way he worked it, like and this is what I said about the whole 90 minutes. He was there late on into the game, running that down, one-on-one, finished it, absolutely slotted it past the keeper. So, I think perhaps if you do play him more centrally, he can cause issues and he can bag goals, whether it's from a penalty spot or not in PSG.
Yeah, definitely. People are talking about the lack of options. Why do we never have a fit team against PSG? Someone just put there. Obviously, last time, a good memory against PSG, should I say, when we went to Paris, we had McTominay and Fred in the midfield. Now, if that was to happen now, people will be like, what's happened to Pogba? What's happened to Van der Beek? What's happened to Bruno? And I think it just shows that we're a better team than we were last time we played at Paris. And obviously we beat them. Yeah, there was a bit of luck on our side. But do not write us off. I don't like it when people write us off. Yes, PSG is a massive game. It's going to be a tough one. We've got injuries. But do not write us off, Emma. I mean, how confident or how positive are you about the game tomorrow? Obviously, we've got a lot of injuries, like I say. We beat Newcastle, but we haven't started the season the best. I'm hoping that we take confidence from that. We've got a massive game against Chelsea at the weekend. Yeah. Are you positive about tomorrow?
Do you know what? I think we'll get something out of tomorrow's game. You know, the team is going to go into that game with confidence from the Newcastle game. You know, that's something that they definitely needed. They needed that confidence. So going into that game, they're going to have that. I think, depending on what his lineup is, I think he's going to go for a strong lineup, is what we can anyway, without Maguire. And I'm hoping Donny van der Beek starts. I really want to see Bruno and Pogba in with that team as well, with Matic. I think that's a very, very strong, midfield with the split strikers of Rashford and Martial up front. I think that's the way to go. And with that, I feel positive. I don't know. I want to say that we're going to win, but I feel like we could just take something, even if it's a draw. I don't think we'll lose, but it'll either be a draw or a win.
Meg, how confident would you say you are going into this one tomorrow?
I'm quietly confident. I don't feel like I'd probably say I was probably more stressing going into the Newcastle game than I was going into this game because of how we played in the game before the international break, and you never quite know how players are going to come back from the international break. And we said it before that game it was going to be so important to get not only a win but like a good performance out of players, and I do feel like we got that. So I was probably a little bit more stressed going into a game against Newcastle than I am going into a Champions League, that you debut in your Champions League for this season against PSG. But yeah, quietly confident. I don't think we'll lose. And I think if we do lose, it will probably be very tight because I feel like we can defend against when we go away. I think we can defend. So I don't know what to predict, but I'm not.
I'll ask for your score at the end. Have a think.
Okay, I've got time to think. I've got time.
Yeah.
That's all right.
As well, guys, if you're enjoying the content, please hit the like button as well. If you are new, please hit that sub button as well. Really appreciate your support as always. Like I say, this channel is nothing but you guys. I can see a lot of questions coming in the chat. Keep on coming. We will try and get through as many as we can. Lollipop's asking if Neymar's playing tomorrow. I believe he is playing. I haven't heard otherwise, which is scary. But yes,
him running at Lindelof is gonna be scary.
Iceman's going to get him. He's going to pocket him. I can feel it coming. Herrera obviously playing against us as well for the first time, which is emotional. I didn't want us to lose Herrera. We lost Herrera. I think he's a good player. In terms of the midfield, we mentioned Pogba and Bruno. I think the issue is at the moment, how do we play them two together? Where do we fit them in? Because I think when we've seen them start together, against the better teams, we struggle. We're too open in the middle, quite frankly. Bruno plays far too high up. Pogba is far too deep at times. I mean, no, we don't like him the ball there. It's an awkward one. And obviously got Van der Beek in the mix there as well. I'll start with Van der Beek. Do you think that he will start tomorrow? Because obviously, like I say, he's knocking on the door. He's playing well. Can you see him getting his first start? against PSG? I'll start with you, Emma, on that one.
I mean, like, if you've seen the 10 minutes of Bruno and Van der Beek when they played together, they looked really good. I thought they had that kind of chemistry already. So I think if he starts, then 100% with Bruno. And I'm quite confident in that. I think he should be given a chance to start. He hasn't been given a chance. He's such a clever player, such an intelligent player. And against PSG, I think we're going to need that.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously, Paul Pogba, like Meg said, came on. I thought he played well against Newcastle. He was creative. You know what I like about him as well? He seems to be pushing further forward, obviously in and around the box, in the box even. I want to see more of that from Pogba because he's so good in the air, and I don't think we see enough of him attacking crosses. So I want to see him further forward. But Meg, Paul Pogba, does he start tomorrow for you? I think I already know what your answer is going to be. But would you start him if you were Ollie?
I do love Pogba, I have to say. I probably would start him. I'd love for Van der Beek to start though. I'd love to be able to get them all on the pitch at the same time playing. Thank you. Apologies.
No, it's all right.
I think I would like to see them all on the pitch at some point. I'd love to get them all be able to link up.
Yeah, I would.
It's down to, they have to communicate that link up play. They must do it in training at some point. He must have put them all on the same team to see if they can do it. I'm saying that they're clever enough and they're good enough to be able to do it, but being able to do it against PSG is different to being able to do it against your own team, isn't it?
Definitely. I just want to say thank you to Antonotto. Just subscribe. Thank you for that. Really appreciate it. I think Donny van der Beek will be a straight swap in Mata. I want to touch on Juan Mata. How good was he against Newcastle? And again, I know it was Newcastle. Turned into a prime Messi though. Emma, how good was he?
Oh, sorry. What was that? I was reading the comments. I didn't hear what you said.
She's ignoring me. No, I'm only joking.
No, I was reading the comments.
Juan Mata. Yeah.
You want about Juan Mata? Oh, he was my man of the match. Absolutely brilliant. Was he 32 years old and he's still got it, hasn't he? He's still got it. He's so clever. He's so intelligent. I mean, like, can we see him playing against PSG? I don't know. I think he'll probably come in off the bench. But no, he did fantastic. He was starting off some good play. He's just such an intelligent player that I think we kind of need that, especially in games like, Newcastle. I know everyone says that Newcastle's not a very great team, but for us, we needed that win and we needed a player like Mata in that, and he's done the job.
Definitely. He was just superb. Meg, Mata, can you see him starting again tomorrow? Don't forget, he's getting on. We have got Chelsea at the weekend. On form, you'd say he would start, but age, do you think that he can play 3 games a week?
It depends. When you're playing well, you want to play, don't you?
True.
So if I think your legs carry you sometimes when you want to play, when you're playing and you're playing well, your legs carry you through whether you're tired or not. He really did. He's such a creative player. Like when he plays and he finds that time to be able to make that pass, or he sees the vision and he can play it. You can split defenses open. It was nice to see him. I have in the past said perhaps it's time for Mata to move on. Like, it's a little bit sentimental keeping him rather than not cashing in. But we tend to keep hold of players for like a season extra or 2 seasons extra, and we don't get anything for them. They end up just walking out the door. And I have said that about Mata, that perhaps it's sentimental. Kind of proved me wrong at the weekend. He kind of said, I can still do it. That's basically what he showed. Without saying anything, he's showing people that he can still do it.
I think the thing with Mata is, he's not a quickest because he's getting on. But you know what they say? They said it about Paul Scholes as well. He's got the extra yard in his head. He's such an intelligent player. Yeah, if you look on the team sheet, he starts out wide, but he drifts inside all the time. He's so intelligent finding the gaps. And like I say, he's just such an intelligent player. He's got the extra yard in his head. In terms of playing 3 games a week, I'm not so sure. Which I don't think Mata will start tomorrow. However, you sound for me deserve to, but definitely I believe he'll be in contention for the league game at the weekend, because he did play really, really well. He was superb. But Martial obviously is back. Positive news for us. I mean, there is a prospect that we could possibly have Rashford and Martial playing as our front 2 tomorrow. Emma, I know there's a lot of talk about Neymar and Mbappe, but PSG aren't going to want to play against those 2 either, are they?
No, you know, we've always said that our attacking front line is amazing. And when Rashford and Martial are on form, they are something else. You know, together they have that great link-up play. You know, Martial holds the ball up well and brings Rashford into play. I like their chemistry. I really do. So, yeah, I'm quite confident that they'll score some goals tomorrow, you know.
I hope so. Roseanne said, Meg, you look like you're giving the kids the hairdryer treatment. Is that the case?
They're in the other room, so every time and they've got what's it called, In the Night Garden on, so they're not listening. They're just sat there watching that. So I've really got to like shout for them to actually acknowledge what I'm doing or what I'm saying. And they're desperate for a biscuit. Just keep them. Just go and get a biscuit. Just go and get one. Yeah, but the big choice is it a custard cream or is it a chocolate digestive?
Get in the chat, guys. Custard cream, chocolate digestive. Oh, I'd have to chocolate digestive.
Chocolate digestive.
And before the parent police come out, they've each had a little tub of grapes as well. Parent police come out and get me.
Only be 5 a day. What in the chat? Custard cream, chocolate digestive. I want to know what the ratio is on this one. Surely most are going to say chocolate digestive.
Chocolate digestive.
Did you say chocolate? Yeah, Meg. What would you choose?
This is my favourite. With the custard cream, you can like take it off. You always get like 2 biscuits. So I do love a chocolate digestive.
Yeah, but what about a caramel digestive? They're a winner.
Oh. Yes, with that little thing like. Don't get me started.
Yeah. No.
What do we always
get onto food?
We always get onto food. No matter what we're talking about, we always end up with food every time. A lot of people go for the chocolate digestive. It's a winner at the minute, Meg. A few people saying custard dough. It's like donuts, though. For me, a custard donut is the best donut. And a lot of people are like, oh
no.
Donut.
No.
Donut.
No. Doug knows. Doug just put, I love gold bars. If you don't know about a gold bar, yes, they're so nice.
They are nice, to be fair. Like a Karamak in it with a biscuit in it. They are very nice. In terms of like we said, the starting lineup, let's go through what we think will happen. So obviously we're gonna have someone said stop making me hungry. I'm feeling the same. That's why I'm moving on. De Gea in goal, and then I think we'll go with 5 at the back. So I'm going to say Wan-Bissaka. I'm going to put Tuanzebe in there. Lindelof, Shaw, Teller, left wing back. So that's
I agree.
Now, I think that's your strongest side.
It's the strongest.
Yeah. The tricky one, though, midfield, for me, Mata, big game player, I think he needs to start. So how do we then fit in the players that we've just mentioned, the Van der Beeks, the Pogbas, the Brunos? How do we get the balance? It's hard, isn't it?
It's so hard.
I would have Matic.
I would have Matic.
I'm counting in my head. I'm going for like a 3, well, 3 or a 5 with a 1 and then a 2 and then a 2.
Okay, yeah.
So Matic.
It's so hard.
Do you know what? I don't think Martial will start. I don't know. Martial. I don't know whether he will or not. But I think he will because we can't play him at the weekend, can we?
We can't play him, so he's got to play cup games, I think.
Yeah, so he will play a cup game.
I think
I was going to say Bruno is like the 10 and then Pogba and Van der Beek. And then push Bruno on one more and then have Rashford. But then I suppose obviously Martial isn't going to play at the weekend, so you probably put Martial, but that means then dropping Rashford.
Oh, it's so hard, honestly.
But then perhaps he's thinking, well, let's rotate it. Let's have Rashford on the bench and we can still bring him on because he's still going to play at the weekend regardless.
Yeah.
As long as it's not, I don't think we'll see Dan James.
I think we'll be quite defensive, and I think we'll probably see Matic and Fred, and then Bruno in front of them. That's what I think.
And no Pogba.
No, that's what I think. I think we'll go defensive.
I think we'll go with Matic, but I think. I think Van der Beek and Bruno will start, and Pogba will be.
Van der Beek could be a shout, to be fair. Either way, I don't know. I'm not fully sold on Pogba starting.
I'm not. I feel like Van der Beek might nip that.
Yeah, I want to say massive shout out to RH Elite Coaching. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Up the RH.
Yeah, up the RH, definitely. Honestly, doing some great coaching. I've seen a few videos featured on that United family as well. yeah, thanks for the support. Really appreciate it. Reminds me of a biscuit question. How do they get the figs in the fig rolls? That's like a question Meg would probably like to answer, to be fair. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. What do you reckon,
Don't
Meg?
they just like put the biscuit and then put the fig on top of it and then roll it onto the other side?
I'm asking you, mate. I don't know. I do not
Do you
know.
know, I've never had a fig roll, but I've seen what they look like. But I thought they would roll it.
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know.
Hope that answers your question.
Basically, don't buy fig rolls. Buy chocolate digestives.
Oh yeah, one.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, that solves all the issues. And you ain't got to look at it then.
Yeah. Asif Khan says Van der Beek, Matic, and Bruno. Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm feeling that we're gonna have two holding midfielders. I'd rather see that. I'd rather see Van der Beek and Bruno there a bit, or Pogba and Bruno. But Pogba and Bruno, we've seen. I'm not sold on them playing together. I feel like we're gonna kind of play it safe and we're gonna go defensive, but we'll see. We need possession, so Van der Beek should play. Exactly, we're not gonna have a lot of ball, so when we do get it, we need to keep it. P. Conrad's asked if I left the United stand. No, I've not left the United stand. I've not left. I should be on a fan camp tomorrow after the game. Doug has just revealed Mengi hasn't travelled them.
Don't ruin my dreams.
It's not going to happen. So yeah, Tuanzebe for me.
It's gonna be Tuanzebe in it, yeah.
I think so. Reflection says Matic, Van der Beek, and Bruno. It's high time to drop Pogba. Too much of bling and very less confidence. Well, Pogba obviously was sub at the weekend, wasn't he? So yeah, he hasn't dropped him as such as he just hasn't put him back into the starting lineup. I think Pogba, there's questions over whether he was fully fit. He looked a bit leggy. Then obviously he played for France and he played well. But because he's been on an international duty, 3 games a week is a lot. I'm not saying. I think tactically, Ollie's going to go more defensive, and that doesn't suit Pogba. I think Pogba will come on, but whether he'll start, I think it's an interesting one. But I think I've got a feeling it'll be like Fred and Matic, maybe even McTominay playing in there. Like I say, it was McTominay and Fred last time he played at Paris. Did a great job. It could be them two. Matic might not play. It's an interesting one. But that's the headache that Ollie's got. That's why it was questionable when we signed Van der Beek, wasn't it? How are we going to fit all of these players in? I know we said we want quality on the bench and whatnot, but for me, Van der Beek, every time he's come on, he's looked sharp. Like I say, he's linked the play really well. He had the involvement in the goal. And you'd say he's knocking on the door to start, but then who loses out? And it's a really difficult one, definitely. Dennis said I should be United manager. I definitely shouldn't, because I can't make a decision. As you've witnessed, I cannot make a decision. I'd be shocking. I'd want to put them all down, and you can't do that. Jake thinks Phil Jones is going to play. We said to Nzabi. Phil Jones? Meg?
No.
Emma saying no.
Has Phil Jones travelled?
Please do say.
I don't know.
Has he? Because I've just seen people saying Phil Jones. He's not the first person I've seen put Phil Jones in the comments, and I'm like, has Phil Jones travelled? But one thing, just on Pogba that you touched on, have you seen the training photos today?
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
There's a couple of photos. Ollie's in the background of one of them like this. Nobody screenshot that.
Yeah, don't screenshot that bit.
But he looks like one of them players that whoever comes to the club, Pogba makes feel welcome.
No, Phil.
He looks so happy, just being in training. Oh, he's still injured, somebody put.
Yeah. Neil's asked about Nicole. She'll be back, surely. She had a bit of time off, but she will be back. I've spoken to her today, so don't worry, guys. She hasn't left Ladies in Red. We haven't sacked her. She will be back. She's still very much part of the family. And she's still obviously supporting United at home. I was talking to her actually about the Newcastle game. Really, really good game. And yeah, excited to see more United play. But PSG tomorrow, I said I'll give you time to think of your score predictions. The time has come. I'll start with you, Emma. Realistically, what's the score going to be?
Do you know what? I'm going to go positive. I think it'll be a tight game. So I'm going 2-1. Just because we don't know what our back line is going to be, I do think we'll probably concede, especially we've got Mbappe and Neymar running at our defence. But like you said, Rashford and Martial up front, I think, they could be scoring one each against PSG. So yeah, 2-1 I'm going.
2-1, confident. I like that. Like Lone Star has, guys, get your predictions in the chat as well. I will put them up on the screen. Let's see how people are feeling. I'm going to judge the fan base. How positive are we? Meg, you've heard Ems. What's your prediction?
I would have said a 2-1, but obviously I know we'll try and go a little bit different. I'm not going to be disappointed. Look at this. Someone just took it, stole it. I was going to say a 1-1, but I'm not going to be like stressed or disappointed. I don't want to be disappointed at a 1-1. PSG are a good side. They've got good players. So for me, if away from home, if I say 1-1, I'm not disappointed with that. I'd be disappointed if we go and if we go there and we miss 3 open goals and we draw 1-1, I'm disappointed. Let me tell you now, I'm disappointed. But I think it'll be a tough game. I think it'd be quite a tight game. So I think I'm just going to go for a 1-1. Although I would prefer a 2-1 to United.
Who do you think for the score?
Pogba.
I like it.
Only because you two said he wouldn't start, so I'm going to go that he scores.
I hope you start and I hope you score, Meg. I hope you're spot on with that. Emma, who's going to score?
I said Rashford and Martial.
Rashford and Martial, and what about for PSG then?
Oh, I don't know.
One of them two.
Yeah,
as long as it's not the snake.
Yeah, as long as it's not...
no Di Maria, that he cannot score. So we need to just shut him down ASAP.
Yeah, definitely. Doug has given us the confirmed squad. So we've got De Gea, Henderson, Wan-Bissaka, Fosu-Mensah, or Tuanzebe. I think either of them could be called upon tomorrow. Lindelof, Shaw, Telles, Williams, Pogba, McTominay, Fernandes, Fred, Matic, Van der Beek, Pelestri is in the squad. Interesting. I'd like to see, obviously, what I've heard rumours that he's a very promising talent, but I haven't seen him. I'm not going to sit here and lie and say he's a wonder kid because I haven't seen much of him. So I'm excited to see how he plays in a United shirt. James, Mata, Rashford, Martial, Igalo. That is our full squad. Doug says Di Maria red card incoming. I hope you're spot on, Doug. I hope you're spot on. Asif is going for a PSG win. 3-3 there. I'd like to see that game.
That'd be great goals.
3-0 to PSG there. Cavani, unfortunately, isn't playing. Mostly won't be scoring. 2-2 draw, says Lollipop. Neymar is on fire. He is. Well, this is a good point, actually. Bruno obviously missed his penalty. I know what? I knew he was going to miss it as well. I mean, like he's got to miss one at some time, and I'm just glad he's missed it against Newcastle. So he's going to get another one against PSG. I don't know what, you don't have a niggling feeling. I just knew it. But I also had a feeling that he was going to score anyway later on in the game. Like I felt like he was going to make up for it, and he definitely did. The way that he scored, that finish was just sublime. But will he stay on penalties? I mean, surely he will. Surely he will, mate.
Yeah.
I mean, if you take them off him after missing one.
Yeah.
It hasn't knocked his confidence, though, has it? It hasn't knocked his confidence.
I think if somebody tried to take the ball off him, he'd snatch it right back. You know what? Them people that like my ball, or I can't take it, I'm going home. That'd be Bruno.
Yeah. Right. My score prediction. Oh, I don't actually know. I think it's going to be a tight one. You know what? This is just wishful thinking. I'm going to go for a goal fest. I think we'll concede, like you say, but also I think we look so good going forwards at times. So I'm going to say 3-2 to United. I'm putting a bold one out there.
Nice.
I think it's going to be a bit of an end-to-end game. I think we can't defend, but I don't think they're amazing at the back as well, to be fair. So I think there's going to be goals at both ends.
Have they got any injuries? I've seen a few things saying that they've got a few injuries, but I'm not sure who it is.
I think maybe back. He's in contention, so I think maybe he'll have a fitness test tomorrow. But it looks like he'll be back. But like I say, I feel like both defensive aren't crazily good. If like Telles play, I think obviously he'll have a point to prove because it'll be his debut. Yeah, and I don't know. I've just got a feeling that it's going to be another mad game like the last time we went to Paris. I'm not saying it'll be the same. And I've got, like Meg says, I think if we get a draw, I think it's a positive result as well. Playing away at Paris, I think you'd see that as a good result. But I've just got a feeling there's going to be goals, and I'm just putting a bold one out there. In terms of scorers, I'm going to say Rashford score again. I want to see Donny getting a goal. He gets in the red box all the time, so I'm going to say Donny. And then my next one, I'm going to go for. See, without Maguire there, I don't think. I'm going to say Telles. He's got a banger with a left foot. If he does play in that wing back role, let's see what happens. Yeah, but I'm just being positive. Throwing it out there, and let's hope that. I mean, to be fair, all of the results we've said are positive, so I'll take any of them definitely. But I think we'll see goals, and I want to see some exciting football. I don't want to see them in this slow, passive stuff. When we get the ball, I want us to be positive, and like Meg said earlier, be fearless. and hopefully it pays off. But guys,
Safe, have you seen that comment that someone's put that the Herrera's missing the game because of he just tested positive?
Really?
I don't know how true that is.
You'd think that would be like pretty breaking news at the start of the press conference, wouldn't it? You think, but yeah, well, I don't think it's true. But I don't know. I haven't heard anything else. But yeah, Van der Beek, I'm hoping he scores. Little Donny, I do like him, and I think he's looked good. Let's see if he gets his start tomorrow. What a game to be starting in. We're going to round it off there, girls. So we're all going positive.
Yeah,
expecting a good game. We'll talk again before the Chelsea game, guys, and we'll let you know what we're thinking about that one. A big week for United, definitely. Guys, thank you so much for supporting the channel as always. Please hit a like on the video. Please hit that sub button if you're brand new as well. And if we have missed you in the chat, we don't mean to. There's a lot of people there talking. Just drop a comment afterwards and we'll respond there. As always, Emma, thank you so much for joining us.
No problem. I always enjoy it as usual.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure to have you on. We could talk all night, couldn't we? And if you just shout out your channel, I know you're live a bit later on as well, to let people know where they can find you.
Yeah, my YouTube channel is That United Family, which is just there. And you can find me on Twitter, @EmmaEdgar_.
Love that. And then Meg, let people know where they can find you. And as always, thank you for tuning in, even though you've got the kids running around, bless you.
No, absolutely fine. Thank you for having us on, and look forward to the game tomorrow. I'm on Twitter, Megan Can with an _, and I'll be back on hair dry treatment. That's where I am.
Love that.
Do you find me there or here?
Love that. There's rumours saying Herrera is in or Herrera is out. I don't know which one is true, to be fair to you. But either way, focus on us. Fingers crossed we get the win. Guys, all that's left to say is have a lovely evening. I think Wolves are on tonight, aren't they? Go and enjoy that game. We'll be back tomorrow for the Champions League. Fingers crossed it's a positive one. Looking forward to it. A bit nervous, but looking forward to it. Have a good evening, guys.